Okay, so this is me attempting to make a 3D model of Rick from Rick and Morty. And as you can see here, I've worked a little bit on his head already. And I'm going to show you some of the individual parts here. There's his hair. And anytime you are creating something in 3D that was originally two-dimensional, you're going to have a lot of challenges. And as you can see here, I have to, I had to put things in different parts. And of course, his hair is, you know, separate, and his eyebrow there is separate. And they're all different shapes. And you can see here that it's like a tube that I've had to, change its shape a little bit to get it to work. And this is just a ball, just a perfect little sphere. Because the cartoon character has very nice rounded eyeballs. Here's the head shape. I'm going to pivot it around a little bit. There you go. So you can see how it is, separate and different from there. Now this here is I'm attempting to extend his body. And what you're going to see here is what often happens a lot is you do several steps and you put in some work. And of course, this is sped up. This is not real time at all right now. And then I had realized that his body was a little too wide because he's a very, very thin cartoon character. So I had to go back and select everything below his neck. And then reshape his body size. Okay, and again, so this is sped up a little bit. I'm selecting all the parts below his neck so that we can reshape his body size because it was a little bit wide before. And, this is, again, part of why three-dimensional animation takes so long is because it's hard to fully imagine things when you're not totally there yet, and then you realize, oh, I've made a mistake and I need to, go back and correct it or whatever. And then here I'm extending his body. And of course, he's a very tall, very thin person, and I'm only going to extend it so far at this point because I'm not sure where I'm going to have to stop extending it. So at this point, we're moving on to, I'm selecting the entire thing so I can move it up a little bit against our grid here. And, I want to be able to see where the center of the model is because at this point I'm going to attempt to start making his arms. And as you can see here, we've got squared off grids on his body here. And even though I have it set to kind of round things off a bit, I had to go in and do my external extrude. And then what you're going to see here is I'm going to go in and change some individual points because when I was bringing his arm out, they looked a little too squared off. So right there, I'm moving individual points to make that extrusion a little bit more rounded off because his arms are round. And then from here, I'm extruding the arms out a bit. And of course, he's got very long arms, and I'm not going to know exactly how long the arms are going to have to be in relationship to his body. And this is another thing that is a big problem for us, is that when you're figuring out the lengths of things, it's very difficult to see exactly, how it's going to look. And his arms kind of have to be out on his side like this because later when I put the bones in his body, if his arms are at his sides, the bones will think that the side of his body is part of his arm. And so when you move his arm up, part of his body will go with it. And we don't want that. So we want to make sure that the arms are outstretched to his side so that when we put the bones in, it only moves the arms. It doesn't move part of his body along with it. And I'm using the grid here to make sure the arms are even lengths at this point. Now here, along the process, it's always a good idea to kind of look at how is this going to look when I do a render of it. And right now I have the very basic lighting on this. And so we're going to see how it looks when I render it. How it looks in very basic lighting. So this is when I rendered it in very basic lighting. It's all shiny and things like that. But I've also done a render here previously in what we call sky lighting, which makes it look a little bit different. We can see how the lighting can change the way it looks, which is always really interesting to see. And here I'm going to again do another render with the skylighting, and you can see right away as soon as I click on that skylighting, it changes the way it looks. And when we do that render there, it really changes how the entire model looks. So please do keep in mind that what often happens with these things is you get to a certain point and you go, oh my gosh, this is just not working anymore or at all. And that may be what happens with this. I hope not. I hope that I can, show some cool, interesting 3D models of both Rick and Morty and maybe reenact some scenes from the show. That might be cool. Let me know in the comments if you want to see that, or if you just want to continue seeing Jackson videos. Let me know if I should continue doing this or if I should do something else. So let me know what you want to see. All right. Thanks a lot.
Hey everybody, it's me again, Jackson the Space Dog. Don't forget that if you like this video, please hit that like button, please hit that bell notification button, please hit that subscribe button, and please tell all your friends about it. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.